I do a lot of public speaking about the sheriff's office. I'm proud of our office. I'm proud of what we do. And our passion is definitely public safety. We try not to politicize what we do. I get a lot of questions, especially since the 14th of December. Our life changed at our office, as I'm sure yours has, out at Sandy Hook Elementary in Connecticut. There's 20 children there who's, it didn't turn out so well for them that day. They obviously had a horrific series of events that occurred there. Can that occur in Wright County? I'd be a fool to say it could never occur in Wright County. But we have some things going for us here in Wright County that other places may not. We have a lot of partnerships with our community, and that's what I'm hoping to establish here, are some real sound partnerships, and many in the room here I know, and I see them up at our office frequently, not on the inside of the bars, usually on the outside of the bars. But with that being said, it is a very thin line between what side of the bars we're on. We all know that, and therefore we treat our inmates with a lot of respect, just like we do our other people, and that certainly helps us towards promoting public safety in and around Wright County. Some of the partnerships we have that maybe some of you know about, some of you don't. We have something in Wright County called Safe Schools. And we've been involved with Safe Schools for probably 12 years. It's kind of the brainchild of our court services, our probation office, that kept dealing with the same children, students, time and time again. And what are we doing? What are we trying to do? Let's try something else. This is a no-cost initiative that we've done for years. Anybody that has a stake, generally in county government, in the schools, cities, that have a stake in a safe environment for our children to learn, safe place for them, period, is at these meetings. We meet monthly or bi-monthly in every school district in Wright County, including Rogers, which is located in Hennepin County, but many of our students from St. Michael, Albertville, and Otsego go to the Rogers, Elk River, Zimmerman school districts, so we're there. We meet, Buffalo's probably our largest. We have Bill Tregaskis from Buffalo Mental Health, who shows up at these, and he has a partner that shows up at the ones in Monticello. And so we sit down with everything from public health, the superintendents, the staff at the school, counselors, human services, sheriff's office, county attorney. We're at every one of those. And what we do is we just kick ideas around, or if the school's dealing with maybe a struggling student, chances are our office is dealing with that child in the home, on the streets, out and about, and chances are the courts are dealing with them, county attorney's probably dealing with them, and the child is probably on probation already. So it's just a way to really go after or prevent things that may happen, and maybe they haven't happened in Wright County because of some of those. We also have something called Safe Communities in Wright County. It's a collaboration of traffic professionals, law enforcement, county attorney, again, a lot of the same people. We have an executive director trying to keep our roadways safe. And how we do that, we don't go out and have a fundraiser. Some people think you just have to keep hitting people in the pocket to get them to slow down. We offer a few alternatives. We have what's called a Drive Right program. It's kind of a play on words, right, as in Wright County. So if I stop you for speed or a petty misdemeanor, and by petty misdemeanor, that's defined, it's not a crime. We get people come to our Drive Right class rather than have them go to court, pay a fairly hefty fine. They can come and listen to our executive director speak on traffic crash facts, listen to me drone on for about an hour or so. Their ticket disappears, doesn't go on their driving record, doesn't affect their insurance, and they're out the door. All the evals, we've had 7,000 people, I believe, through there in the past 7 or 8 years, have all been fantastic. People haven't had a driver's ed class since they were 15 or 16. We had a woman in class last night. I was involved with the class, born in 1930. Probably never had a ticket before, and we've had kids as young as 16 because we also offer a teen Drive Right. Now we packed the house tonight. Right when I got here, somebody said, are you a little worried about the number of people here? And I said, no, I have a door right here. I have Mike Ginley guarding the door, but I outweigh him by about 40 pounds. I think I could. I have my wingman, my backup, Joe Marks, right next to me here. Joe and I served on the city council over in St. Michael for a number of years, and he's still on it. Plus, I'm not the fire marshal, and Buffalo Fire Chief, if you're listening, you really should be here now. If I time it right, be here in about a half hour. So that's how it works. But I know most of you folks are here today regarding Second Amendment. Since the 14th of December, believe me, I've been inundated. A lot of you in the room here has called me. I mentioned a name earlier, Tom. He called me the other day, the fellow that's right down driving the bus down to the legislature. I was following some of it on TV today. I think Channel 22 has the House hearings. I think they're discussing House File 241 today. I think there's about 6 House files that they're kicking around. The Minnesota Sheriff's Association, which is comprised of all 87 of us sheriffs, and most of us are on the same page. We have a lobbyist that we use, similar to the NRA uses a lobbyist, other groups have them. And his name is Eric Hyland. He's been with us for a number of years. Jim Franklin is our executive director, just lives across the border in Hennepin County, down near Delano. Those folks are really in tune with what's going on down at the legislature. And our local legislators, I know we have some new ones now, have always been really responsive. I've been able to call Joel McDonald, Dick Burrell, doesn't matter who they are. They generally get back to me, Tom Emmer, they'll call me from the House floor or wherever they are, just to let me know what's going on items that are near and dear to my heart, and that's public safety. With that being said, we've got probably 4,800 permit to carry holders in Wright County since we started issuing them. They're all numbered, so if one of you would come in tomorrow, and I set up an extra table now. I usually have 4 chairs full of people. They come in every 5 years to get their permit to carry. And we audit those every year to find out, do we have any crimes of violence that would prohibit somebody from carrying a firearm? Those people that are already permitted to carry them. We just got done with the 2012 audit, and I'm happy to report we had 0 crimes of violence committed by any of our permit holders, which is good. And we're proud of that. We take a stake in it because my signature goes on every one of those. I read through every one. We do 2 checks. We do the NICS check, that National Instant Background Check, just like when you go to a federal firearms license dealer. They're doing that same check. They just dial 1-800 and they can do it on their computers. And then we also do a Bureau of Criminal Apprehension criminal history check. Now, where the Minnesota Sheriff's Association has a concern, as do I, isn't with the type of firearm people are carrying. The big push right now that I'm just reading in the paper, like all of you are, I'm as concerned as anyone, is what they term assault rifles. And a number of people in my office have these for their personal use. I know the licensed dealers in the county here are probably, the shelves are probably clear. People are buying them because they're afraid they may not be able to get them. I can't think of a crime I have in Wright County, and I look specifically at Wright County. That's what I'm in charge of keeping safe with my deputies and the other police officers and our partners. And I can't think of a crime that I've had committed involving that gun, or really hardly any guns in Wright County. We just don't have a lot of violent crime, knock on wood. We have a citizenship in the county that's relatively law-abiding. We built this brand new jail, can hold up to 300 and some people. I'm happy to report it's about 105 average daily population. It's much cheaper to run an empty jail than it is a full jail. We're trying to generate some revenue. We have a contract with the state of Minnesota to bring prisoners from the state before they're out, before they're released out into the wild, as we say. And we get paid $55 a day to bring them there, and we can actually generate revenue. I think we only have 4 or 5 right now. We'll take up to 176, because that's the tipping point where I'd have to add staff. We're mandated by the Minnesota Department of Corrections on what we need for a ratio from COs, correctional officers, to inmates, and that's basically a safety a safety feature. But the permits, I've got a couple stats on our permits. When I said our life changed on the 14th of December, business-wise, it certainly did. I've got one person, all he's doing right now is full-time permits to purchase and permits to carry. In January of 2012, we issued 145 permits to purchase. This past January, we just tallied it, we had 363. That's to purchase, that's quite a few. January of last year, permits to carry, I only had 72, so about 2 a day or so, and that's normally what we carry. And then just this past January, I had 262. So it's keeping us extremely busy. I've got 2 other people at the front counter. Many of you know who they are. As soon as you hit the top step in our office, they're going to ask you, can I help you? And that's what we demand, customer service at our office, and it's been just a huge hit with the public, and that's how we develop those partnerships. Getting back to those 2 databases, however, where the sheriffs are together, and I think pretty much all the sheriffs, at least in the 87 in Minnesota, and I'm assuming most of the 3,000 throughout the United States, of all the states that have counties, and I think all but 2 or 3 do. We are concerned with some of the data that for some reason is not in the database. Either the criminal history database, either it wasn't sent to the state, or it didn't get put in, or some sentencing guideline that the courts did. We don't know what it is, but we know that some of the information in there is just missing. So all I have to rely on is a lot of the people I don't know. I have no idea what their histories are. They might have just moved to Wright County, and they come in, being they live here, they have to come to the sheriff's office in Wright County where they live if they want a permit to carry, and many do. So they come in, they fill out the 2-page form, put their $100 down, give a copy of the driver's license. They have to do it in person, and then the fellow that works with me runs a check. We have 30 days to get that back to them, and I can assure you we get them done before that. We just had a 3-day turnaround recently, and some of you in here, your heads are nodding, you know that's true. And we do that. Again, law-abiding folks, we don't want to encumber you with waiting. You might have that gun you want to purchase, and you can't get it because your permit expired and you need it. So we try to work with people that way. That next background check that they do at the various firearms dealers, a lot of missing information in there too. It's each state, it's voluntary to put things in there. Now that's where the mental health commitments are. If somebody's struggling with mental illness, has a mental health issue, and they get committed by a court, maybe to St. Peter, Moose Lake, wherever it is, we should be able to get that information. Well, if that information is not in that NICS system, or the BCA may have it in their criminal history database, and I can't get to it, I could certainly sign a permit for somebody that we don't think has any business having it, and I think most people would agree. Most of the mass shootings that have happened throughout the nation, and there tends to be more and more of them, I'm not sure why. Most of them don't involve the assault rifle type. One in Sandy Hook obviously did. But the common denominator tends to be mental illness. Rich Stanek, my partner down in Hennepin County, brought a proposal to the Minnesota Sheriff's Association. We had a news conference probably 3 weeks ago Wednesday, or 2 weeks ago Wednesday, down at the Senate office building in St. Paul. And that's what we talked about. None of the sheriffs talked about restricting certain firearms, certain magazine capacities. The one I carry has 15 plus one in the chamber. It's pretty common to have those number of rounds, but the sheriffs aren't talking